The show is about to begin. Enjoy.
Michael O'Grady, I creativi.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of Michael O'Grady and the Creatives. I am your host, Michael O'Grady, and you're not. That's an old school reference. I stole that from Chevy Chase. Sorry. But today is a cool episode because I have finally reached the point of where I'm out of the double O single digits, and this is episode 010, episode 10. And my very awesome special guest, my creative guest today, is originally from Toronto, Canada. Yes, a Canadian in Los Angeles. Who would have thought? And she's been in LA for approximately off and on 6 to 8 years, something like that. She's a very talented, awesome singer, songwriter, and actress. And currently, right now, she is up and running for an audition/competition to be a host of LA's longest horror film festival, the Shockfest Film Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest, Christine Olsen. What's up?
Hey, so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too. I think the last time I saw you was at Sayers.
Yeah, at
pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Like a year ago. No, you know what it was? I saw you last at the Viper Room.
Yes, the Viper Room.
I saw you last at the Viper Room when you were healing from, you had a broken leg or foot?
Broken foot.
You had a broken foot.
I had a broken foot. So you saw me in the boot.
Yeah.
But I
saw you in the boot.
That was like over a year ago. We must have seen each other.
I swear I thought that was the last time.
No.
No, that wasn't it.
I know when the last time was, but maybe we shouldn't talk about it on your show.
Oh. No, let's not bring up person. Wait, I don't even know what this is. Oh, no. The last time you saw me. Wait, did people have clothes on? No, I'm kidding.
Absolutely. It was more of a social setting. I
social
think.
setting. Maybe we can talk about it after the show.
Yeah, but I feel like it's all blurred together. When I broke my foot, I was indoors a lot. So when I went outside, just like the whole COVID-19 thing, like
I know.
everything is just, the past 12 months are just like meshed together.
They're bananas. And I'll take your word for it on the memory, because as far as my memory goes, I have the weirdest, horrible memory.
No,
and
I think it was Viper Room, but I
need
think
to
it
work on it. But
I think it was after my foot. We saw each other at Viper Room with my foot, and then, I mean, the life of the LA musician. Like, was it Viper Room in November, or was it like in January?
I know exactly. Yeah, that they all blend together. So, and also too, to let everybody know, we have a very awesome special guest, a secondary guest, a 3-party, 2 guest part, 1 part, 2, 3 episode. I'm not saying the correct words right now, and I should have asked you this beforehand, Sarah.
I should have forwarded you her bio that I
a
asked
little
her
bit,
for.
but let me make sure I don't butcher your last name. Sara Meher, am I saying that right?
It's Maher, like John Maher.
Damn it! I knew I didn't have that. I was guessing. I swear to God, I was guessing in my head. I go, it's either Maher or Maher, like Maher. Like I'm thinking about it, and I'm going, I'm gonna pick one. And I think I'm right, and I was dead wrong.
You're dead wrong.
I was dead wrong. Anyway, tell us a little bit about what you guys have going on. Introduce everybody to what's going on, what you guys are doing.
Sure. Sarah, give a little short bio of yourself. You're an actor.
Sure. So I'm Sara Lynn Maher. I'm an actor from the Northeast. I live in Hartford, Connecticut, and I've done some regional commercials, some live dinner theater, like mob mystery kind of stuff.
Nice.
And currently, and I just wrapped a short film over the weekend, which has been nice because it's like the first thing I've done since COVID. And then also during COVID, I've been another competitor, auditioner for the Shockfest Film Festival horror hostess role.
That's right.
It's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. So it seems like you and Christine have been keeping very busy during probably the slowest time for a lot of people, not just like actors and entertainers, but just anybody who's, does anything. It's been the slowest time, but in a weird way. And from what you briefed me on a little bit about what you guys have been doing for Shockfest, and for those of you who don't know, that this is, again, like I was saying in the intro, it's one of the longest horror film festivals for Los Angeles, but now they're running it in New York, Las Vegas, and what was the other one?
New York, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles.
Oh, and Los Angeles.
They have
Oh, okay.
events kind of all over. I even think they had a little event in Hawaii.
Well, that's cool.
Like a couple years ago. Yeah, Matt was talking about that. Basically, they're LA based. Their longest running horror film festival, where professionals and indie filmmakers alike submit their films to be featured and possibly win an award. And they like to do these fun, interactive, strangely themed events along with the film festival. So
Right.
To create just a whole weird and interesting, strange world around it. They have a crazy cult following. People that find out about them just automatically just love them. I know I hadn't heard of it before.
Right. Okay.
But then I had mentioned to a couple of friends, one lives in Ireland. She's originally from Toronto, where I'm from, that I was auditioning for this. And she's like, I know Shockfest.
No way.
How
Wow,
the heck
yeah.
do you know Shockfest?
Right,
You're in
yeah.
Ireland, but it's got some reach. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this particular event that we're on your show plugging today
Yes. To let everybody know about it.
is it's a promotional event leading up to their official film festival, where there will be some screenings of a couple of the films. One's a feature, one is a short. Also, the contest that Sarah and I are involved in.
Mm-hmm.
So we're competing together, yet against each other.
Ooh, it's like a battle to the death.
Yes,
Which
battle
we'll
of
get
the horrors.
It's gonna turn into your own horror bloodbath. Like
That's right.
It ends up being a snuff film. They're just trying to get like all the auditioners to kill each other.
right, that's what they want to do. They need the ratings to be like, our
Through the
competition
roof.
guests. They go all out. They fuck each other up for it. They like they don't they don't fuck around, man.
They want to see
Especially
who's
for
really
horror.
dedicated. Yeah.
Like this is
And they'll make a horror movie about this.
Yes.
Shockfest, the horror movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were both from Toronto. She wanted it all. Like,
Well, no. She's
or
from Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Connecticut versus Toronto.
One's from Toronto.
But yeah, this event. So they sent out a casting call on. I answered mine on Backstage, and I think Sarah
Same.
did too.
Oh, okay, nice.
Basically, casting for the new host and face of Shockfest TV and Film Festival. That was pre-COVID, and since then, the in-person auditions that would have taken place have all been virtual and self-tape.
Right.
And they've also had to reimagine this promotional event to be more of a virtual thing so that they didn't have to cancel it, but they could still include their fans and the filmmakers. And yeah, so
be very interactive with it nonetheless, because, during all these times, like I'm kind of sick of the internet and Zooms and tablets and all that stuff, but it's what we got. So they're looking for somebody to come in and run the ship like they would live, but be just as engaging and charismatic on the screen for like with some of the stuff that you sent me.
well, it turned into that
Because of
of
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
Also, so this event originally was going to take place in New York City. They were scouting out.
There's the Canadian coming out.
I catch myself now. And
There, that slipped right.
They're out and about scouting out.
See, those are those kind of words that you can't avoid.
Yeah,
it's
like
that's
couch.
your telling. That's your like you're showing your hand right there. Yeah, exactly.
Just wait until I whip out an A.
Oh. She's gonna whip out the word A. She's not whipping anything else out. No guns or knives. I know it's a horror thing or
A.
whatever. Or let me ask you this real quick. Sorry, I'll let you get back to your
okay.
point, but I'm gonna interrupt and be a bad host and sidetrack
It's
it.
your show, man.
Hey, I know, whatever. Actually, hold on one second. Let me make sure.
Oh no, am I not close enough?
No. I gotta hear it because I've been dealing with. Let me make sure That's not coming down. All right. I keep thinking I hear a buzz. Do you know what I mean?
I hear the buzz.
It's a little bit, but you know what? Hopefully it's one of those buzzes that doesn't show up in post.
Fingers crossed.
Because sometimes that's been sometimes that's been happening.
Yeah.
Hi. Anyway, so just to let you know too, by the way, this is gonna look a little different in post. So if you think like you're only seeing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We'll get the swivel
it's all
technology.
good.
Swivel.
Yeah.
So onward to the thing we're trying to promote here.
One word. Oh, what's the
Onward.
Onward. What's the thing you call in the kitchen sink that you flip the switch onto? No. That you run the stuff down.
The
and
garbage disposal?
Oh, is that what you call it?
That's what I call it.
No shit.
What are you supposed to call it?
It's
The incinerator?
the incinerator.
I like that better.
That's a good idea for a horror movie.
No,
the
there's actually
incinerator.
that's the brand of a lot
Oh,
of them.
are you serious?
Yeah, it's like an insignia on some of it. It says incinerator.
Oh, that's the best fucking name for a product I've ever heard of.
Yeah,
No,
I think
anybody
it's
I've met from
closer look.
Canada, I used to have roommates who were from Canada, and I remember my one roommate at the time was just like, "Oh, just there's something wrong with the garburator," and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "I don't know what that is," and she's like, "It's in the kitchen," and I'm like,
Was she part Italian?
"No, I don't
Oh,
know. Maybe I don't
Because
know."
they make up their own words.
But yeah, she called it the garburator. She said it was a Canadian thing, that it's not the garbage disposal, it's called the garburator. And that's
I stick
I
to
don't-
incinerator.
well, that's the brand.
That's the brand.
But it's,
Or the garbage disposal.
I've
But
heard
I
a lot
never-
of
I
I've
never-
heard a lot of Canadians say garburator.
I didn't grow up with one. I wasn't fortunate enough to have one in the house, I guess.
Well, I didn't have one for the first until I moved out here. I was like, "What's this?"
Right. It's such an
Yeah.
American
I
thing.
don't
So
know.
I feel like maybe if it was in your
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
you may have a nickname for it or something.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a regional thing or
But
something.
I'm
yeah.
gonna be really inappropriate. You know the file that you file dead skin off on your foot?
Sure,
I
maybe.
guess what I call it?
What?
The pedophile.
God.
Oh, there you go.
And I've always called it that.
That's a good dad/mom joke. That's a really good one.
That
I like
is, yeah.
But you can't tell that. You can't tell that to the kids.
Not in
No.
2020.
No, you can't tell
No.
them. No.
No.
Anyway.
Okay.
All right, so we'll get back on point here.
Yeah.
Where do we leave off? And I sideball this, and
That's
I
okay.
apologize. Okay, so
they've turned
yeah.
this event that they were making as a promotional event for the main event that's supposed to be taking place in Los Angeles, hopefully in by the end of this year, right, Sarah?
Yep.
Now it's going to be in Times Square on July 27th.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yes, it's coming up. We have secured the largest screen in Times Square, the Godzilla.
Ah.
Is that the screen right in the middle that we all see?
It's the
It's
biggest.
the biggest
screen.
one.
Right in front of the stairs, right? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Personally, I've seen pictures of it. I don't know New York very well.
Oh, okay.
It might be that one. I haven't been to New York or Times Square in a while.
Terrible. We should
If
know
you-
these things.
If you win, do they send you to New York? No or no?
Well, I mean, they're gonna fly us everywhere they go, right? If we
right.
win. 'Cause
Even
we're
though
gonna-
it's lockdown Corona,
Yeah.
you still if you get picked to be the host for Shockfest.
Oh no! We are part of this event. We are promoting.
Right.
We are part of July 27th. So this has become part of the audition process. The original thing was the winner gets to host at the Shockfest event in New York City, but now all of the auditioners get to be a part of the hosting process via the virtual love story escape room called Mccobb Mansion. Sarah, tell us about Mccobb Mansion.
Mccobb Mansion. It is basically it's a love story escape room. So everyone's going to get on a Zoom call and we're going to take you through the mansion. There's different rooms, there's different characters you're going to meet. There's different things that are going to be going on. So there's going to be a horror movie poster competition. We're going to have our little segment of our characters doing our thing or doing our thing.
Our fang, we're going to be fanging out.
You're doing your
so
fang.
We'll get into that as well. It was also part of the audition process that they love so much that they've just,
Wanted
given
to
us an opportunity to be a part of this huge thing, which will also include Malcolm McDowell.
McDowell. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be
All right.
narrating the event, which is really cool.
If anybody doesn't know who that is, he was Alex in A Clockwork Orange,
Yep.
among other things, like Cat People and Caligula, and just
He's been
Dr. Loomis and the Rob
Yeah.
Zombie Halloween remakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't he also? I swear he did a cameo in. I think he did a cameo in Entourage in a couple of episodes. I think.
Possibly.
I don't know. That guy's just awesome. He's just a great actor. He's
Yeah,
brilliant.
and his voice is so recognizable.
There's also his voice, his whole demeanor, his everything. It's his cadence too. The way he speaks. It's like a Christopher Walken. Same thing. You're just like, oh, that's you.
Yeah.
Like that's And like I think there is a connection, and then somebody can back me up this one day in the future, or I'll learn about it. Is I think there's a big, strong connection between the philosophy of like either what Michael McDowell did for like A Clockwork Orange or something based around the books that Heath Ledger did for the Joker. And I can't remember what that is, but I know there's like a little connection thread right there. Anyway.
I can see maybe. I mean, he's quite legendary. That
Yeah.
movie.
So how is he involved?
He will be narrating the event.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's
That's so
the
cool.
main host and narrator. And so I guess we're his little side co-hosting vampire girls.
Right.
You can check out the teaser trailer video for it on Shockfest Facebook page too. Like you can hear his voice and see our images and different little teasers of what's to come on the 27th.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
include a link in the bio in this episode and everything that you
Tons
guys
of
are
links.
tons of links so that everybody can check this out and
Yeah.
get further information. And then how do they pick one, or you can take this one at a time, for you to be the host or for you, Sarah, to be the host? Like, do they vote? Do people vote, or
Yeah. So
is it like American Idol? Do I get like a little red buzzer sent to my door from Amazon and I go, "Brrr, next"?
Text your vote to this number for Christine
right.
and Sarah.
well, it's going to be broadcasting on Facebook Live on Shockfest Film Festival 2020's Facebook account, which we'll put the link up, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And so viewers will get a chance to tune in and comment during the live feed of it. Also, did you get this in your email today, Sarah? Some tickets?
No.
Check
No.
your email.
Oh, it just got awkward. Oh God. She's like, I didn't get anything about. Yeah, it's
Or I think it may.
Sarah. I got the email about the tickets. You didn't get the tickets?
You got the email about the tickets and I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But are you my competition now too?
Yeah, I know. Just entered, like right now, at this second,
Wow.
like this very
This very
2 minutes ago,
moment.
while you were having a little conversation. Yeah, I decided to enter me in right now. Screw these new fangs. I'm out of here. I'm coming in.
Damn. I have another person to worry about.
Yeah.
He's yanking your fang. He ain't telling the truth.
No. And don't.
No,
Yeah.
but we have our own so the tickets are available on Eventbrite.
Okay.
They're super cheap. I mean, they're really affordable. So they'll allow you to log in live via Zoom to really interact and get the full experience of these virtual escape rooms. There's going to be several rooms with different characters, almost like
Whoa.
yeah, it's kind of like a virtual maze to really throw you off and disorient you, and everything you click will take you somewhere else. We're going to have
that's cool.
our show. So our show is called Fangin Out. It started off as a challenge. They wanted to see our ensemble work, to see how our improv skills are, and also our creativity, and just basically how we would host something.
Right.
You
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
So we freaking nailed it,
yeah.
and
We
decided
did,
to make
we
it a
did.
part of Mccobb Mansion. So there will be an episode of Fangin' Out live at Times Square and
That's-
Facebook, and yeah,
Already, that's in the books. That's
oh, yeah.
happening.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
we're writing it right now.
So, you got to write that episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so
It's
cool.
part of the audition process. Like, this is the longest drawn out audition.
Jeez. But they were like, for sure, Fangin' Out's going to be
Oh, yeah.
used, but now you got to be still submitted with that new episode that you're currently writing.
Well, it's part of the film festival now, like the
Right.
precursor to the film festival, this event on July 27th at
Yeah.
Mccobb Mansion. Yeah, you'll just have to tune in and see what
happens.
Fangin' Out's all about.
It's all about is Fangin' Out anywhere like people can find it on YouTube or on your website or Facebook? Like right now, any of the things that you guys have done beforehand?
Well, yes. So the single pilot episode that we had to come up with for that original audition challenge is still up on Shockfest Film Festival 2020's Facebook page.
Oh, okay, cool.
So just like and follow them.
Yeah.
My name's Christine Olsen. This is Sara Meher, and I'm Estelle. Our characters are Estelle and Esmeralda.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah.
And we're just fanging out.
Fangin' out.
Just fang- Now, yeah, this is the southern vampire from Toronto.
Well, she's from the deep south, I guess. Yeah, the deep south, like southern Ontario, Canada.
Right. There you go. The one where you're like, you ain't from around here,
That's
are
what-
you?
No,
I tell you,
yeah.
The hillbillies of Canada.
Well, she's a Southern Belle. She's a lady.
Oh, that's no. My apologies. I'm sorry, Esmeralda.
Yes.
I'm sorry, or not Esmeralda.
No, I'm Christine.
No, I know you're Christine.
Yeah.
Wait, who are you people and what are you doing in my house?
Oh, you invited me in, so it's fair game now, baby.
Yeah.
I'ma bite ya.
Where's my phone? I need to dial 911.
I can't help you once we're in.
And Sarah, so I'm a Southern Belle. Estelle, Hell's Belle, the Southern Belle of Hell. What's in this blue cup?
Blood. It's blood.
Well, let's not go on record and you saying what's in this blue cup. Wow, this is getting put on the internet, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, O'Grady drugs his guests."
Oh my God.
That's
I mean,
that's just what I do.
or it's all this hand sanitizer. That's what it is.
Actually, yeah. If you
Yeah.
really want to have a good time and you want to have what I like to call the what would you call that? That would be the toilet bowl margarita or whatever. I don't know. The clean hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol, and tequila, and some salt and a
yeah.
lime. You won't remember the whole week. You'll be good.
Delish.
That's good. That's
And you'll
good.
knock anything out with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. You'll be
Corona
toasted.
free.
Now you can understand why I have such a bad memory. Yeah. I've been drinking too many santanizers.
Shannon and Hannah.
Santanicizer margaritas.
Sennheisers.
Sennheiser margaritas. This episode is brought to you by Sennheiser Margarita and Busch Light and the letter Q.
And so Sarah's a vampire too.
Sorry, Sarah. You're a vampire. Hi.
Hi.
Well, Christine is
Drinking the blue cup.
drinking the blue
Drinking
cup
this.
and probably not going to be with us any longer and not going to be your competition anymore.
Oh. No, the goal is to win this together.
Oh, so Esmeralda,
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. Yes.
Esmeralda, and Estelle are both the co-hosts of New Fangin' Out. I keep saying New Fang because I think of. Do you guys know them Crooked Vultures?
Yes, I
Okay.
met them all and they signed my guitar.
What?
And Josh Homme lit my cigarette.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
then John Paul Jones was like, "Come closer, baby. I'm not going to bite."
He did not say
Yeah,
that.
backstage in Toronto, I swear. I had some hookups.
All right, that's it for the episode. We can't top that story ever again. That was too good. Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Well, so when you keep saying Fangin' Out, I keep thinking of New Fang, that
Yeah,
song,
yeah.
and I love that song. So sorry. Anyway, so both of you, Esmeralda and Estelle, you guys are hosting Fangin' Out.
That's right. And she's a different vampire than I am.
Ooh,
Yeah, we're kind of like
I-
a little.
And for the people
is
You're
your
a
at home-
vampire from Connecticut as well?
people
Wait, what
at
was
home
that?
watching this, I'm pointing at an iPad.
Yeah. For everybody, you'll see it in post. It'll make sense later.
It'll work.
It's like when
yeah.
you're acting on set and you're like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "It'll look good. Don't worry."
You do you. We got the rest.
Yes, exactly, dude. That's why they pay me the big bucks, Anyway, my name's on the director chair. So wait, where's your vampire from?
So my vampire is from Colombia, and she is a dancer / belly dancer. And she came over to the United States to, dance, entertain people, and, drink some blood and have a
Right.
good time.
But you don't give away that up front to whoever you're meeting. Like, hey, I'm going to drink your blood. And they're like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then you're like, fuck, where'd they go? Like, you can't blow it, right?
No, exactly. So it's like my MO is I like to seduce my peeps, my victims with dance, like you work one person in the crowd and then you make them think you're going to have a little fun after the show, but really I'm going to have all the fun after the show. So.
She's dark. She's sinister.
That's right.
You sound like all my ex-girlfriends, actually, now that I think about it.
You probably were dating vampires. What can I
probably
say?
was dating vampires, yeah. They're all like, nothing bad's going to happen. And
I'm
like,
innocent. Yeah.
You're like, oh my God. It's like that meme of like, it's my favorite one that's ever been invented. It's Margot Robbie, and then it's Margot Robbie in
Harley
Suicide Squad
Quinn?
when she's Harley Quinn. And
Yeah.
it's like, girl, when you date her, it's 6 weeks, and she's like, Margot Robbie. Girl, when you're dating her after 6 months, and it's like
She has the bat in her.
she has the bat, and she's like, motherfucker. And I'm like, yeah, that's it.
I love
Accurate.
Yeah.
But together, we host a fun-filled show called Fangin Out. I'm a singer.
Right. Yeah. That's how we met.
That's how we met.
Mhm.
For everybody who doesn't know, that's how we met.
Yeah. She was singing like in the park in a tree,
Like a bird.
like a bird, and like there was music notes coming off the top of her head. I was like, wow. I was just like, this is really good. And there was a harpsichord player down there.
Yeah. No, actually, your mom was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
we met on that night.
No,
Was that
we
the
played
first-
on that night.
But we played on that night. I know we performed a song together, but
I think we met on that
I think
night.
we might have met on that night because that was I was playing at Sayers. I was playing with the house band. You were singing
Edge
a song.
of 17.
Yeah, exactly. And that was perfect. My mom loved it because she
That's
loves.
why your mom was like, oh
yeah,
my God, I love
yeah.
you.
She loved you. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. She was like, that was great, and it was perfect because she was coming into actually, and I think that you know what it was. She was coming in town to visit right when my daughter was born. That's why. That's when that happened.
Oh.
So that was that was like 2
That's so
years ago,
special.
2.5 years ago, and she was so she was there. She saw you, and I was so glad that she got to come into town, see my daughter get born. She was the first person other than the two people and the doctors to see my daughter get born, and she got to come and see like a night in LA,
Yeah.
and it was really really cool. And like I remember, you definitely like made her night for
Oh, I
sure.
love
Not
that.
me, you did.
Yeah, no, she told me that.
Yeah. She's like, I wish I could have just, that's the reason why I had him, to meet interesting people.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. So I'm a singer in real life.
Yes.
I also do some acting and I write music. And this audition process has definitely, especially during the whole pandemic,
Right.
has definitely allowed me to open up this whole realm of what I've always imagined or fantasized doing and writing comedic music.
Yeah.
Comedy music. So the theme song that you're going to hear when you watch Fangin' Out, click on
The link,
the
in,
link
in the description
bio.
below.
I don't know where it's going to be,
Clink
but
below.
click that shit.
No.
And I wrote that. And Esmeralda, Sara, is a dancer as well. She teaches Zumba and belly dancing. And aren't you like the most interesting mix of cultures as well?
Yeah, so I made the vampire Colombian because I'm Colombian and Lebanese. And part of the inspiration for Esmeralda was Salma Hayek's character from Dusk Till Dawn,
There you
and Shakira, because Shakira is Colombian and Lebanese. And she's
Yes.
I'm a crazy fangirl when it comes to her. So I'm just like pulling from the things that I love and love to do. And then Esmeralda was born or died.
I love that. That's perfect.
So they paired us together, the producers and owner of Shockfest TV.
This is how you guys essentially met?
Well, we met during this audition process through
Right.
these Zoom meetings.
Okay.
These little, they were just playing. They were trying to get creative and really trying to keep this event going. So, Gil, he's the creator of Shockfest. He and Jeffrey Mccobb, can we say his real name? Matt. He's they are plus other people, but they're the team behind Shockfest, and they are just these creative vessels of just endless energy that they're just so able to inspire others, and therefore they inspire us. And I've
Right.
been so grateful that I've been editing videos and writing songs to public domain nursery rhymes with vampire lyrics and dressing up like a vampire at least once a week. And right?
Yeah, it's been fun. Like you said, during quarantine where creatively nothing's really going on, like I haven't had too many auditions or anything, but this has been like a steady constant where, and like we both love horror movies. So it's just really cool to tap into that horror creativity and like the realm and the world. And it's been really fun. And just like, thank God for this, because I'd probably lose my mind if this wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And I apologize if we do veer off track for the viewers that are watching. So we're together. We're competing against each other, but we were put together to see how our ensemble worked.
Right.
'Cause
Okay. Yeah.
Therefore, Fangin Out was born. And we went live with a half-hour show, which we went overtime, but it was like freaking awesome. And then you may just see more and more and more of us, and we're never gonna leave Shockfest. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, let's both win. You know, let's just change the rules.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's really cool about like what you guys are doing and like what Shockfest is doing, especially like when you hit me up about talking about all this and you sent me like that first link, and I got the link to Fangin' Out, like one of those first live streamed episodes, and
The only one. so
that's the
far.
only one.
That's the pilot.
Oh, that's
and
the pilot.
That
Oh.
was 2 weeks ago.
Well, and the thing I loved about it, because, I mean, like, I'm not like a horror fanatic. I mean, I love horror movies. If you're like, hey, let's go see this horror movie, or like, I've seen like a lot of classics and everything, and I like a lot of that. And I love the fact that you guys are doing this and that Shockfest is doing this, because it's a great example of one of the other episodes I did was a buddy of mine who's a singer in a band called Mechanical Roots. Shout out to Kev O'Brien. They have a new single coming out tomorrow. Check it out. Kev O'Brien, another fellow Irishman. And he had the great philosophy that he lived with his dad, that he got from his dad, was the adapt and overcome. You know, it's like adapt and die. And it seems like they're, and yourselves, both of you, are doing a great job as far as like, you're still moving forward. You're being creative. You're coming up with new concepts. You have this new show called Fangin' Out, which is a great title and a great concept. And it seems like a lot of fun. And the thing I liked about your show when I was watching it was it did two things. Was it brought everybody in, and it kind of made us forget about, because we're not watching normal TV, we're not watching normal programs, we're not doing normal live things in person.
Mm-hmm.
So everything just feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys did a great job of making it not feel weird. It was fun, it was bouncy, and it made me free from concern.
Love that.
Oh,
And that's what, you know what I mean? So as like entertainers, you guys are doing a great job with something like that. And that's the whole point of why we do this, is to make everybody, you need to forget about the shit for a little while.
Absolutely.
And you're doing a great job with that. Yeah.
Thank you. And if you guys tune in, you will tune in, because we have a way.
Because we'll make you.
Yeah, we'll make you.
persuasion.
These beautiful ladies will make you. I won't have any kind of convincing. I'm like, come on, just do it. Like, maybe.
Yeah. If you tune in on July 27th, you'll see what this Fangin' Out's all about, and you'll see what Shockfest is doing to make us all forget about this craziness in the world, and
Right.
really be a witness to a whole other level of craziness.
Real.
Fun crazy.
And you said one of the other things that they're doing with the show is that they're doing like a poster contest.
Yeah.
How's that working?
Well, they've submitted already. The applicants to this contest have submitted designing movie posters,
Ooh,
and then they are to be judged and awarded
nice.
on July 27th.
So,
yeah.
and anybody who's in like the creative art world of just doing like, whether it's graphic design, this is something that they'll probably want to continue to look into, especially if they're a horror fanatic and a fan and they know that kind of world. That's something that they can get involved with. or what was my other thing I was thinking about? You also said as far as indie films, they're big with the indie films.
Yeah, and it's kind of the sky's the limit. I've seen feature films and I've seen like 10-minute, 15-minute films, right? So yeah, everybody's, if you're just cutting your teeth at it or if you're a seasoned veteran, it's fair game. Like Clavin Barker was awarded the Shocker Award last.
And who's Clavin Barker for those?
Sarah,
go ahead. For those who don't know, who is Clavin Barker?
For those of y'all who don't know who Clavin Barker is, he is a horror mastermind. He is behind Hellraiser, Candyman, The Midnight Meat Train. He is really cool. He's written a couple of horror novels, and all of his movies are just really crazy, kind of like mindfuckery movies, and he's really cool.
So he's the writer?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the writer. Okay, just make sure. Okay.
And director. I'm pretty sure he wrote and directed Hellraiser, and I think he wrote Candyman, but did not direct it.
didn't he do Lethal Weapon?
Awesome.
No, that was that guy, Shane Black. Was also present at Shockfest last year.
That's right. So he was at Shockfest.
The guy who wrote Lethal Weapon?
Yeah. So he was
okay.
one of the Sick and Twisted Six. No? Am I losing my head?
It's okay.
No, Shane.
Shane Black, I think he was a judge, like a special guest judge panelist. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Shockfest, for messing up the
It's
info.
okay.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
There's so much to the world. It's hard to keep on like what's what.
Yeah, because I feel like even though I was a huge fan and still am of horror movies, I enjoyed watching them, and I kind of got into niche markets where, I became obsessed with Rob Zombie films or like Stanley Kubrick films or something like that, But then now being a part of this, I've really had to dive deep and do my research, and there's just been so many things that I've learned about and so many things that I'm trying to keep track with, but I guess he wasn't a part of that, so I misquoted that. You corrected me, and that's why we work so well together.
You guys do work well together.
We're a pairing, like chocolate and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
like what? What'd you say?
Chocolate and cheese.
Like chocolate and cheese. Do people usually?
Well, that's my favorite.
I see what you mean. Okay, yeah.
But that's my favorite cheesecake is chocolate cheesecake.
There you go. Yeah, I've just never heard like that expression before. I'd hear like peanut butter and jelly, or that's all I got.
We like to shock you. We like to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's good. Well, that's the whole point of it, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. So have you guys been like watching a lot of horror movies lately?
Yeah, actually.
Has it, or not even lately, just for as long as you've been doing this, just to kind of like
to keep sharp, yeah.
Kind of keep yourself in that frame of mind or whatever. Because I mean, you're going to be like a host and an entertainer. You're not, whatever. But is there a certain aspect to you as whether, because you guys are both actresses and everything, you're going in there like looking at this like it's kind of almost like the best of both worlds. You get like everything that you want out of it, right? Mm-hmm. Where you can kind of like learn and pull from and go, oh.
Absolutely. We're getting the opportunity to see things that, the general public hasn't even seen. So that's great as well. We get to see it before everybody else sees it.
Yeah.
That's also another little sneak peek into this process is that just the resources, how many people submitted to this and how much stuff is out there that's not mainstream. Like, support your local talent.
Yeah.
Click, like, support, do it. And I've really enjoyed the whole indie culture, but it's also been really nice reminiscing and watching my old favorites.
Right.
Like Interview with the Vampire. I watched that the other night. I watched Cat People the other night, like randomly. And then we found out about Malcolm McDowell, which I was like, whoa, synchronicity. Because the night before that, I watched A Clockwork Orange. Like, this is meant to be. I've been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer my whole life, the show, and I just watch it on repeat. I put it on like when I'm making breakfast. And like, what are some of your favorite horror movies?
Gosh. Well, Halloween is my like all-time favorite. That was kind of my introduction to the genre back in the 6th grade. That was my first horror movie was H2O, the one with LL Cool J. I was dead.
You were in 6th grade?
He was eaten by a shark in that Halloween.
I think I was in grade 11
that
or
was Deep
12.
Blue Sea.
Oh, that's Deep Blue Sea. Oh, that's right. No. I forgot he was a football player in that. Nope, that's Friday. No, that's no. Hold on. What? I can't even think of that football movie now. Fuck. Any Given Sunday. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I like a little bit of everything. Like I think The Conjuring is really good in terms of like horror. The Exorcist is obviously like a thing.
That's my number one favorite movie
The Exorcist.
of all time.
Exorcist is great.
Of all time. Like, what does that say about me?
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
I feel bad for your...
The Exorcist.
Yeah. I feel bad for Dave?
Nick,
sorry. I was way off.
I feel bad for Dave, too.
Yeah, fuck Dave. Dave's not here. Fuck him. Anyway,
Nick's
sorry.
my husband.
Yeah, sorry. Why did I think Dave for a second? It's been a long
I mean, you only
week.
met him once.
That's true. And I've heard his name once. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Nick, I talk about you all the time.
Yeah, no,
I wear
she
the
does.
diamond.
No, yeah, she does. No, she does. Yeah. No, but I'm also at that point too where I've been
You don't give a
swamped
shit.
with no.
I'm also at that point in my life where I just don't care.
You know when you don't give a fuck anymore and you're just like, fuck it, let's see what happens. You know that voice that goes, don't say that, you're a bad person. And you're just like, yeah, fuck it. It's Corona.
Anyway.
It's Corona. It's not me. That's what I'm going to start saying from now on. I'm just going to be like, well, that wasn't me.
No.
That was Rona. You can't hold me accountable for the shit I said or the things that I did during this time period. That wasn't me. That was Rona. It's not my fault.
Home Build It Center?
The
Rona?
Home Build It Center? Is that DIY? What are you talking? Lowe's?
Rona.
Don't do Rona, huh?
Maybe it's the Canadian?
What are you talking about?
It's like the Home Depot, but
What's it called? The Home Build It Center?
it's called Rona.
Is it called Rona?
R-O-N-A.
I'm blaming it on Rona like Corona. I'm shortening it. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about
No,
Canada.
I know what you're talking about.
But we're not
I
in
was
Canada.
playing oblivious. See how I'm telling you, good
Wait,
actress?
You're a very good actress, yeah. But we're not in Canada. You have to wake up. You're going to be late for school. No. You're still in Canada. You're 13 years old. No. What was my point?
I don't know.
How did we get on this?
That you don't care.
No, here's the thing. I do care. I care too much. No, wait, hold on. Wait, I had a question for you. Sorry, you're back to me for a second. Wait, so the first Halloween movie you saw was H2O?
I know, right? She's so
Yeah. That was my first horror movie I watched when I was in the 6th grade.
I'm not going to hold that against her. You have no control of what time period you were born and what you're exposed to.
I was
can't-
watching The Exorcist 25th anniversary in grade 6 with my mother.
This explains a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
now I get it. Yeah.
No,
No,
you
but
guys
wait,
the same
so
age?
what's that?
Are you guys the same age?
I don't
That
know.
I don't know.
How old are you?
I never asked her because I'm a gentleman.
I don't care.
And I don't give a fuck anymore.
In LA, we're timeless. Like you're like 20 something in LA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You were gonna ask her something.
Oh, I was. No, because hold on. All right, back to me. So you saw H2O, and then at some point, I mean, for God's sakes, tell me you've seen the original.
Oh my God, of course. So
And then what did that do for you then when you saw the original? Were you like, fuck LL Cool J?
like, holy shit. I thought it was super cool. I thought it was scary. I still think it's scary, like as an adult, but as a 6-year-old, a 6th grader, I was like, holy shit. And then I really wanted to act at that time. And I thought like, that'd be so fun to like act in a horror movie and just,
Right. Yeah.
because I was always like, I scream at bugs, I scream at spiders, I scream at everything. I'm super like, I get really startled easily. And I'm just like, oh, that'd be perfect if I were in a horror movie. From there, I watched all the Halloween movies. And then I moved on to Friday the 13th and then Texas Chainsaw. So I started like watching all like those old, classics.
No, yeah, I think I went the similar route. I feel like that's where you see like Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. You go through, you're like, what else is that? Yeah.
Okay, so you want to know something?
Yes, I do.
I had not seen Nightmare on Elm Street or Chucky or anything till last year, and
Really?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I like real horror movies.
How is Nightmare on Elm Street not a real horror movie?
No, I mean when I was a kid, I was really freaky. I was
Well,
watching like Christian
yeah.
based, like The Omen,
Right.
and like The Exorcist, and like really freaky, scary,
Stuff
deep,
to
like psychological. I love The
Shining.
Shining. That
Yeah.
was like my favorite.
Like you said, Candyman, Hellraiser,
Yeah,
all those stuff.
And you know, because I played with dolls, I didn't want to watch Chucky.
Fuck dolls. I hate dolls. I hate dolls. Hate them.
But I feel like somebody who prided herself as a huge horror movie fan,
Those
I
didn't
feel like a bit of
count.
a sham for watching Chucky the first time during this pandemic. Like I'm like, because I've seen parts of it, and my husband makes fun of me because he's like, "Oh, babe, you want to watch this? Have you ever seen it?" I'm like, I've seen parts of it. He's like, you have seen parts of every movie. But
Yeah.
you know when you're a kid and the TV's on,
Right.
and
Yeah.
like commercials and like it's just on.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. I have an older brother and sister, 10.
As opposed to being off.
As opposed to being off,
Right.
right? Like I was
When things
raised
are
in front
on,
of the television.
Yeah. No, I know.
Everybody was
yeah.
in the 80s,
I
right?
still, if I go home and there's a movie on TV during the holidays and I know we have it on Netflix, I still watch it on TV.
I know. I
I'm
watched
like,
Elf
Indiana
the
Jones
other
on
night.
TV is better than Netflix. I don't know what that is.
I don't have cable now, but I
My
have
mom still
Netflix.
does. She goes, get your cable. And I'm like, it's 2020. And she's like, call me on the home phone. I'm like, what's that?
So funny. I just think
The
that I was.
landline.
Yeah, no, we were actually looking into prices for a landline because our reception sucks
Oh, yeah. That's the worst, too. That sucks when people
by
have
Elysian
yeah.
Park. It's just
Yeah.
awful by Dodger Stadium. It's the worst reception ever.
Oh, okay.
So we're
yeah.
thinking
But
of
you're
the
by Dodger
landline.
Stadium. You can go catch a ball. Oh, wait. No, you can't.
No, and I'm happy actually
baseball
that there's
games.
no baseball because I live. Well, I'm not going
Oh.
to tell you all where I live, but I live very
What's your
close.
address again?
I live extremely close to the
Where
stadium.
can we find Dave?
We don't like Dave. Dave sucks.
Oh yeah, we
remember?
killed Dave.
killed
But
Dave.
yeah, Nick. It's you're with Nick now.
Yeah,
Dave-
always. I have
I'm
never
kidding.
David a Dade.
You
I've
David
never,
a Dade?
I never David a Dade.
No
I
one's
never,
ever David a Dade.
I never David a Dave.
That's why you can't get any dates.
I've
Anyway,
never-
sorry.
I've never dated a Dave.
So, wait, hold on. Let me go back because this is also my fault.
You're crazy.
I'm trying to.
You crazy.
Before we were talking about
Movies.
Movies. At the movies, make sure you get a refreshment at the movies.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. Hey, you know what also is on? Oh God, sorry.
Stop.
Wait, let me stick
Take
it.
a deep breath.
Yeah, let me go back to.
I have a feeling my phone's not even recording this.
It's still recording. I'm looking right at
How
it.
can you see?
I just have a feeling.
Did you push record? Because I didn't.
I did, yeah.
Thank God.
Wait, let me double check. Now you're making me nervous. Now you're making me think I never
I
pushed
have to
it.
redo all of this.
Yikes.
Yours is on. And you're walking awkwardly in front of the camera.
I have to. Yeah, it's still going. And actually, I'm gonna seize this opportunity. You guys talk. Talk to the audience.
Oh, he's taking a bathroom
As
break.
soon as I stood up, my body was like, guess what?
Well, welcome to Fangin' Out.
Welcome to Fangin Out, taking over the Creatives podcast.
Yeah, and we won't ruin it for you and speak in our accents because we don't have our fangs in right now. So it just changes the
In fact, you'll just have to tune into the event on July 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right. And this interactive horror show, I am reading verbatim off of a paper.
On the Facebook.
Off of that sample thing that we were sent. This interactive horror show love story escape room will be broadcasted via Zoom for one night only and will take audiences through the various rooms of the mysterious Mccobb Mansion, leading to its inevitable manifestation live in the heart of Times Square. Square. Yes. Yeah. Honestly, thank you, Shockfest. We are having a blast.
Yes, it's honestly, it has been a ball, like doing this whole process, like from March until now, pretty much, or February, like we were.
End of February for me, I think it was the original casting call. But it's been a ride. It's been like a mirror house, the house of mirrors, you know. Freaky.
It's like a creative roller coaster. It's just,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's fun to create and